Eckhart Tolle.
Certainly there's a relationship between the physical brain and consciousness, but they believe that the physical brain produces consciousness as a byproduct of physicality. But that's all they can say. But they don't know even what a thought is. Where is it? How does a thought survive in you for decades? Memories, thousands, hundreds of thousands of memories survive in you. I can remember the most crazy, insignificant things people have said to me 40 years ago. Still, so many things are there. Where are they? The entire you, who you are in your essence, is not, you're invisible. That's the realization. You're essentially invisible. If you can sense that essentially who you are is an invisible presence that kind of inhabits the body, not as a belief, I believe that I'm an immortal soul, that would be an old term. That's a belief, so I don't want to go there. But an immediate realization or sensing, and don't need to call it anything. Well, you have to call it something if you talk about it, but not perhaps terms that have been in use for very long and misunderstood. If you can sense that you are, so to speak, this is not entirely correct, because the moment when we use language, we distort things and falsify things. It's in the nature of language, especially if we talk about something that's not part of the physical realm, because language is here to reflect the physical realm. So when we talk about the non-physical realm, we still use language, but it becomes more and more problematic the deeper we go. Jesus used, other spiritual teachers used continuously parables, which means they used words from the physical realm to mean something else, so that people, because they have no words for that something else, that's why Jesus had to use, for example, what we read, the parable about the man building a house on the rock and another man building the house on the sand. That's a parable. He uses words from the physical realm that people know, but they point to something else that is non-physical. The rock is nothing physical. He used that because that's how language works. It reflects the physical. This, what you can see in a mirror, what you can touch, is not who you are. And it obviously, you could cut it open and then you would see, what would you see? You would see blood. It's like, what is it, 70% water or something like that. You would see tissue, bones, and all kinds of organs which have different functions. Are you there somewhere? Even in the brain, are you there? What does it mean, you? What does it mean, I? When you say I, can you sense that the essential you, who you are essentially, is invisible? And memory doesn't help you there, because whatever you can memorize about yourself is part of the form identity, the person. And that's not who you are, it's just a memory. But right now, in this moment, can you sense the essence of who you are as an invisible presence that pervades the entire body, but goes beyond it too? The mind is to become still for a moment so that your attention can move there. But your attention and it are actually a single thing. And again, there's a very still presence there. And even if you only have glimpses of it, then you have a kind of direct experience of who or what you are beyond the physical body. If you are very strongly identified with the physical body, then it might be more difficult. If you have a very strong, your identity is mainly derived from the physicality, which happens to some people, particularly people who are very proud of their body or very unhappy with their body, either extreme. If you're proud of your body, derive your sense of self from it because it looks better than other people's. Your appearance and body, it's fine. It's a limitation. Appreciating if you're lucky enough to have a great body, it's wonderful. But is that all to who you are? And then, of course, time, the virus that you have, is eventually going to make your body less beautiful. It's going to consume it. And then if you had been very much identified with the physical body, you get unhappy because your sense of identity suffers, gets diminished, and you don't want to look in the mirror anymore. Or you seek some external repair job for a few years that works until it doesn't. So this sensing of yourself as an invisible presence, even if you only have it occasionally, can free you to some extent from the fear of death. That presence is timeless. You don't remember it. It's nothing to do with memory. It's nothing to do with what you have achieved as a person here, whether you're a big failure or a big success is irrelevant. It's nothing to do with your future. It's just so comforting to know that the deeper self is beyond the decay of the body. Now the question arises, well, what happens to it when the body dissolves? Wait and see. I don't want to give you too many ideas to believe in, but at least there's something there that is not subject to time, because let's say you are 20 years now and you can sense that. When you're 90 years old, you can still sense that, and it's the same. And then you're less fearful or no longer fearful of your own death, which will come either when you're old or sooner, or the death of other people around you or wherever they are. Then you can see that death on one level is very sad and tragic, and on another level it's the most natural thing in the world. And part of life.